Hello and welcome to round 5 of the OAC Mini Challenge Championship. Today is our final round at Circuit Oschersleben in Germany. Now, we have 21 minutes left of the practice session, with most of our drivers joining very much shortly, with an expectance of 15 drivers today. Now, apologise for the slight delay in the times and the stream starting a little bit late, as I unfortunately had an issue that I had to fix, but for the most part we are here and the stream is up and running. Thank you whoever's joining us on the stream today. Understandably, if you couldn't make it or you just had other things to do, it's always nice to see people in the stream chat. Just let me know how you're doing today in the chat, and the quality seems to be okay too. Let me know if you can read everything correctly. As our drivers start to pile in for the rest of this practice, we have a couple of new drivers. Enes Çimen from Turkey joining us for the final race today. And our championship leader with the fastest lap currently in practice, Kasper Masiniak. He was unable to make it last race, which ultimately gave George Given the win, which allowed George to creep closer in the championship. Another thing I do apologise for is my chair squeaking constantly. I cannot help that, and I apologise if you hear it in the background every time I try and move forward or backwards. Anyway, as we wait for more of our drivers to join the server and practice a little bit more, there is also, I believe, F1 Sprint Quali that has just finished not too long ago. But hopefully more of our drivers will be joining, because as you can see here, we have 14 drivers expected to join, including Noah Ferrone, Cal Darren Iconic, Patrick and Lyndon Goldstein. Now they are current drivers of the championship, so we are expecting the best from them. Let's have a look on some of our other drivers, see how they're doing. Here we have Nando Norris, not to be affiliated with the Lando Norris, which races in F1, and kind of call him, you know, his little cousin, if you will. Also, let me know on what you think of these graphics for this race. Be quite interesting to see what people think of it. CMRT Broadcast is the name of the app, and we've used, over the championship, we've used multiple different apps, but by far this is the best one of all. You're able to see gaps between leaders, best laps, tighter compounds, and the other things too. Best lap, current tyre, lap count, behind leader, but the only ones we want to know about is behind how far they're behind the leader and their best lap. George Given, our previous race winner, chilling on the side of the track at the moment, with the majority of the rest of our drivers in the pits. They include Kasper Asiniak, Aiden Malaskic, and Jensen Goldstein. We have some solid lap times across the board, with not a very big gap between them. We've seen a lot more, and Enes absolutely sending it around the track in that Mini there. Now, why don't we have a look at the standings for after round 4. Apologies for that, I was just issuing a message to our Discord members to say that the joining the server is now open, hence the server has been reset more than once, unfortunately. Anyway, moving to the championship standings after round 4, we have Kasper Sinak still at the top of the table with 173 points, followed by Didier Duran in second place with 146 points, George Given in third with 140 points, Jensen Goldstein in fourth with 102 points, Darren in fifth with 85 points, Noah Ferroni in sixth with 80 points, Zofa in seventh with 79 points, Lyndon Goldstein in eighth with 68 points, Cow in ninth with 45 points, and Baris Mizrak in 10th with 42 points. So, I don't think he's supposed to be parked on the track. It's a strange place to park, George. I'm not sure about that, to be honest. I would probably move if I were you. We have still it's a little battle between Aiden and Kasper there. Interesting. Will we be seeing a battle between them in the race? That's the real question. Anyways, we'd like to welcome NS. Oh dear, little clip the wheel there, clip the wall there. Oh, and it seems Darren has joined. So, warm welcome to Inez for joining this racing league. I believe they are also in ACSL 2, and they are, I believe, one of 3 Turkish drivers signed up in this league, which is always nice to see. New nationalities and everything, but the majority of our crew, let's say, are from England. We have Nando Norris. I'm not sure where he's from. I'd like to think England, but I doubt it. George from England. Didier Duran, I'm not sure. But Jensen and the rest of the JNL Racing crew are from England. And I believe OHG Racing is also majority English. So, Darren in the pits. In that number 12 Mini. Oops. As he's leaving the pits now. Yeah, mate, that's one way to do it. Absolutely okay. Well, what was the point of that? Darren, I don't think that's a racing line you should be taking, mate. And we have Noah joining. Wait, I see Noah join. Also part of JNL Racing. Darren, I'm not sure. Darren, the wall is not a part of the track. Okay then. I'm not sure what to say to that, to be honest. Neither does a person outside my window honking their horn. Appears Lyndon has also joined, with Casper setting a new lap. It's this button here, I think. Yeah, so Casper setting a 141.084, which will keep him at the top of the leaderboard, over a second ahead of Nando Norris in second. Apologies for the rather strange sound effect outside my window. I have to keep my window open, otherwise I will boil to death. It's still rather hot for me. Anyhow, Darren has gone off again somehow. I'm just not sure what happened there. Jensen in the pits. It's Jensen Goldstein in the pits. Linda Goldstein on the track trying to set a lap. Noah Throne also in the pits. So let's see what he's doing. Apparently nothing. You can actually see what they're doing in pits. Pardon me. You can see what other kind of laps people are putting in. And that's the good thing about CMRT broadcast. Is you can right click on the leaderboard and you can see what kind of lap people are putting in, which I think is rather interesting. See. Oh, George. Hello, George. With purple second sector. Over 19 seconds better. I'm not sure, he's obviously had a little cut there. So rather strange things happening in practice. Nando Norris trying to set a personal best here with a fast green first sector. I believe we can get the track map. Yes, we can. So let's get the track map up there too. Anyway. As you can see, CMRT broadcast. Oh my goodness, what happened there? Why is Casper going backwards, bro? Okay. That was rather strange, Casper. Oh my goodness. That was a rather strange 360 there. Well, that was rather strange. Was that manslaughter? Yep, that was attempted manslaughter. Okay. Some rather strange things going on in free practice. Lando Norris. Unironically, oh my goodness, George. George, I don't think that you can do that. Okay. Casper at the pits, chilling with that 141 still. But if Casper manages to keep that fast position throughout the race, that means he will win the championship, as he is on par to winning it. Obviously, he is currently 50 points ahead of George Given, which will, in fact, no, it will give him the championship. So Casper Marciniak has officially won the OAC Drivers' Standings. So he has won the OAC Mini Challengers Drivers' Championship with a whopping, you know, well, we'll see. But he's already won the championship. And depending on how Didier Duran and George Given do today, will also mean that they'll be battling. George and Aiden both disconnected somehow. Oh, I've just got information that Casper Marciniak will be doing a last to first challenge like he did in, I believe, Zandvoort. So this will be very interesting and will ultimately tell us whether he is able to do that or not. That was Aiden. Where are you going? Aiden's exploring. Oh, where's Aiden going? He's going to watch the race. Okay. He was trying to watch the race from the standings, but obviously the game didn't like that, so he reset him. Well, it was worth a shot. That's one thing. Yep, Aiden's exploring again, as we can see. He's actually doing a good job of making it through the thing this time. He's gonna watch the racer up here, I think. He's had enough of practice. He's having a little break. Oh, good for you, Aiden. Let's see how the rest of our drivers is doing. So, Nando Norris. Let's see, can he set a personal best, or will he remain the same time as he was before? Nope, he will not. Aiden is... Yep, okay. Let's see, Didier Drouin. First green sector, let's see how much improvement he can make. Through there, it appears Linden has done a... That's interesting. Oh, it appears most of our rest of our drivers have joined. We are only missing, I believe, Cow and Ryan Cole. Well, Cow and Frederick, also known as Panda. That was a maybe. So we're only waiting for Cow now to join, and we should have a full lobby. But it appears that practice is finished, so our drivers will be now trying to set their best lap time. In preparation for qualifying. Let's see here. Noah. So, the JNL Racing crew on P8 and P9. I was going to go through that there. And loses the back wheels. And keeps it together for the most part. Let's see. Oh my goodness. He's killed his own teammate. Manslaughter. Anyway. Linden on the grid for some reason. He's just parked there. Is he waiting for? Nope. Jensen and Linden are stationary. Aiden's going exploring again. Okay, so we have a minute wait until qualifying. As it appears Darren has set his personal best, a 1:44.4. That's good for him. It appears we are having Iconic joining back very shortly. But let's run through the drivers now. So we have Kasper Masiniak, Nando Norris, Enes Chimen, I believe that's how you pronounce their name, George Given, Aiden Malaskic, Didier Duran, Darren, Lyndon Goldstein, Noah Farone, Jensen Goldstein, and Patrick. So, for the most part, we've got recurring drivers that have raced in this championship prior to today. Whether it be in one round or the whole championship, and I believe, I think it's George that's raced 4 races like the rest of our grid today. Now, as we await for qualifying to start, I will be right back. I just need to go get something quickly, but I will still be watching the race. Let's see, let's have a look at our championship leader. Let's spectate our championship leader exiting the pits as I go and get something quickly. And I am back, so it appears my mistake. Casper has not left the pits, meaning that you're watching a screen of practically nothing. So, yeah, apologies for that, but we are back now. Let's see here. So, Aiden Maliskic first to leave the pits. He's not gone exploring this time, obviously to try and set a lap. But he may go exploring later on, depending on how he does in qualifying. So coming down to the final corner here, as Aiden goes on his first hot lap. Let's have a look. Coming down to the first corner here. Excellent line, avoiding the curb. Lovely, lovely stuff. Riding that's amazing. Using all of the track on the exit. Optimal apex, wow. Oh. Coming down through here. He comes down the final, the large straight, my apologies, into turn 11 with a current personal best and a almost fastest second sector, but was taken by someone else. Using all the track again, coming down into the penultimate corner. Manages to keep it together for the most part, using all of the corner on the outside to be able to have a nice exit into entry into the final corner, and across the line he goes with a 1:43.5, which will put him second on the leaderboard currently. As Casper Masiniak is, let's say, for a joke, he's barred from qualifying, but in reality he's doing a last to first challenge, which we saw in Zandvoort and worked almost as well as he'd hoped in his favour, finishing P2. Now, let's move on to our other contestants as they try and set their best laps. Nando Norris coming down in the first corner here, using a little bit more of the curb than Aiden. Maybe for the best. Coming down into the, pardon me, that's turn 3 with a current fastest sector. Can he keep it together for the most part? Let's see. He still has a third of the track to go. Should I say 2/3 of the track to go, as he's not crossed the second sector yet, but will do shortly. Excellent to see on his fastest lap. Over 2/10 ahead of Darren there. And I believe this is also Nando Norris's debut in the championship. Fastest sector 2 with a 43 seconds, so that will keep him in first, as Linden and Jensen hopefully do not impede his qualifying lap. Oh, that was catastrophic, that was. Hopefully he can still keep his fastest lap. That could cost him some time though. Clipping of the grass. It's probably the worst thing you can do when you're trying to go on a fast lap, but he is still in first position with a 1:42.025. Excellent lap from him. Let's see Darren here, going on to his second fast lap. on Aiden's tail as Aiden goes wide. So does Darren, but maybe that was for the best. And we see George, our previous race winner, going possibly on a outlap, but it's unable to tell. As he rides the... Wow, okay. So he was using all of that inside corner there. Let's see though, as we see Darren going into the penultimate corner with his current slow lap, and he goes off. Unfortunate for Darren there. Could possibly mean that his lap is invalidated. Unsure of this lap's track limits, so that will give him a slower lap than he originally had. Which should keep him in second. Yes, so let's see Patrick coming down with a fastest PB, first sector, but he is unable to go faster. Let's see, Iconic, can he go faster? And yes, he can. So PB will 145.7, which will put him in 8th place currently. Also, I believe a championship debut, because he is currently not signed up in the championship, but this race was an exception for drivers that had not entered the championship as a whole. I just required their Steam ID and they were able to join. So Iconic, first time racing these cars, I believe, doing an interesting job of keeping out of last, which is good for him. He is also an ACSL. As we see he goes wide a little bit there, and I can only think he's trying to warm his tyres up, but I could be wrong. I think he had a little bit of a snap oversteer there. Darren with a 142.6, which keep him in second. Oh, third. George Given with the 142.5, which will steal Darren's place, and looks like his second lap will not be counted, as he's practically jumped the first corner, as Darren is sprawled across the track on T1, which thankfully has gone back to pits. Nando Norris still in first place though, with that 142.025. It appears we're going to have a contest between Casper Marciniak and Nando Norris today. As we saw Casper setting 141s in practice. We see Nando Norris coming across the line here. Still in first. Let's see, George Given, can he make an improvement on his time? And it looks like he's going to by 2 tenths. 2 tenths of a second, which will put him a little bit closer to Nando Norris in first, with that 142.0. Oh, and he almost flips it there. Goes a little bit in the corner. A bit too far on the inside, which sends him absolutely flying, using all of the track he could possibly need down that exit there. So you see some of our other drivers, such as NS, I believe. I apologise if I'm not pronouncing your name correctly, but he improves by 0.7 tenths. So 7. So give him a little bit of an improvement, but that will keep him ultimately in 5th place. PB by Noah Ferrone there. So he is still exactly a second behind Didier Duran there. So still 3 minutes of qualifying left, meaning that anything can happen and Noah could possibly improve on his lap time. George Given with the fastest sector 2. Let's see here. Nando Norris goes across the line. We do not see an improvement from him. Not an issue, however. George Given, 0.6 seconds ahead of... Apologies, plus 0.6 seconds slower than his best lap, what appears, and Noah has unfortunately lost it. So, it depends. Will Noah have enough time to get another lap in? Yes, he's going to. So he has one shot at this. One shot trying to improve his current lap time, which is a 145.1, my apologies. Which hopefully should put him further on. Let's have a look at some of our other drivers. Didier Duran, as he comes across the line, plus almost 3 seconds slower than his past lap. With Ines and Didier Duran, my apologies, with Lyndon Goldstein and Ines behind Didier Duran there. So Didier Duran is a little bit intimidated as he tries to set a faster lap than he already can, already has. Apologies there. I have to keep hydrated, otherwise I'll start having voice cracks. Okay, Nando Norris comes onto the final corner here. Unfortunately, not looking like an improvement for him, but he still has a minute to set a fastest lap. Patrick, has he gone any faster? It doesn't appear so. Unfortunately not. George Given. Unfortunately not. So all of our drivers obviously still have plus 1 lap to go. Possibly 2, depending on if they are able to fit another one in. But let me know who you're rooting for today in the stream chat. I'd love to hear who you're supporting in today's finale. The most important race of them all. As we have our championship contenders, first, second and third racing. Casper Masinak has won the championship though, the driver's standings, with currently very good amount of points there. But it appears that George Given and Didier Duran will be fighting for second and third in the championship. Let's see if Didier Duran is able to keep second, or George will gain. George will take that position from him. Anything can happen in the race. It appears Nando Norris is setting a faster lap time than he already had. We're currently in qualifying overtime. Can he keep that together? Let's have a look as he comes down into the final corner. Let's see how much he can improve on his lap time. He's currently first. But let's see, can he improve any more? Unfortunately not. So he obviously lost time in that final sector, which put him up almost a tenth. Excellent driving from Nando, though. We'll give him his first position still. Unless George is able to take that from him. Let's see what kind of lap George is putting in. And unfortunately, George goes off. So that means that George will be, unfortunately, not setting a lap anymore. Which gives, oh dear. And Darren has commit murder. Anyway. We have NS coming down into the final corner. Unfortunately not being able to set a faster lap. With Lyndon coming down into the final corner here. Will he be able to improve? Let's find out. Unfortunately not. So that will lead us to the race, which will happen in over a minute time from now. So the standings: Nando Norris first, George Given second, Darren third, Aidan Maliskic fourth, NS Tumen in fifth, Didier Duran in sixth, Noah Ferron in seventh, Iconic in eighth, Patrick in ninth, Lyndon and Jensen in 10th and 11th respectively, and Casper in 12th because he's doing his last to first challenge, which should ultimately lead into some interesting content for the OAC TikTok and the YouTube channel. And if you're seeing this if you joined us from YouTube, I'll be putting the league invite in the chat very soon. As we wait for our race to start, let's see. Okay, so we have over a minute left of until the race. I should put myself back into the pits to let the racers fully focus. So, George Given in second, Nando Norris in first, Darren in third, Aidan Maliskic in fourth, NS Tumen in fifth, Didier Duran in sixth, Noah Ferron in seventh, Iconic in eighth, Patrick in ninth, Lyndon in 10th, Jensen in 11th, and Casper in 12th. Let's see if Casper can maintain that final. He can do that last to first challenge. Okay, here we go. First, let's see. Nando Norris in first. Apologies for that there. George Given in second, trailing behind him. Darren in third. Let's see, as they come down into the first corner here. Can Nando keep it together? Let's see. And we've had no collisions, which is excellent. NS men keeping it together in fifth position. Darren, respectable amount in fourth. A little bit ahead of them. And the grid relatively stays the same. Nando Norris, it appears he is keeping his lead for the most part. Darren in fourth, NS men in fifth, Noah in sixth, Didier Duran in seventh. Casper made it up to eighth, made it past the final few of the grid, which are battling for their own good. Oh, and it appears Noah's been taken out. Unsure of who took him out there, as Darren goes up into third. Looks like Didier Duran was the one that got taken out. Oh, and Aiden's killed Darren. So Darren spun out, means that Aiden will gain third, but possibly could face penalties in the final conclusion of the race. Nando Norris and George fighting for that first position. Let's see. Ines and Aiden. Aiden still in third. Didier Duran catching Ines though. Enes though. Enes. Let's go for Enes. Oh, fighting on the main straight here. Let's see who comes out on top. Nando Norris in first. George on the outside. Can George take? Yes, he can. So Nando Norris backs out of it to obviously try and avoid spinning George out. Fair play from him. It appears Noah, unfortunately, is in last place. But we will have to wait until the race is over to be able to see what exactly happened there, and we will apply penalties accordingly, intentional or not. So, George isn't first. Let's see the gap between them. So we have a current half a second interval from Nando Norris there, but he does a mistake, which will pull him further away from George. Just under a second. Didier Duran and Enes, fighting for fourth, but Didier Duran appears to have gone off the track. Kasper Masiniak made it up to 7th position. So from 12th to 7th, as he catches Linden and is on Linden's tail. Can Linden defend, or will Kasper take 6th? Let's find out. As we know, Kasper... Oh, and he almost forces him off the track. But Kasper keeps it together. PB by George, let's see. 142.2. Still wouldn't have been enough to take it from Nando Norris in qualifying there. Nando Norris in 2nd still, as George gets away with almost 2-second lead. Let's see, Jensen, Linden and Darren seem to be having a little battle here. Apologies for that. It appears Jensen is... Let's see. Not sure what happened there. It appears Darren has overtaken Jensen there. Unsure what happened. Apologies. I was dealing with other things. It appears NS is catching up to Aiden, which is in 3rd position. Can NS get 3rd position? Let's see. So as the gap closes very slightly, it appears Aiden and Enes have similar pace when coming through these corners. As this is a very technical track, Oschersleben is not for the weak. You have constant hairpins and tight corners, which could lead to micro mistakes that could cost you the difference between 2nd and 3rd. Or let's say 1st and 2nd in this situation. Kasper Masiniak with fastest lap of the race. George is still leading by over 2 seconds as NS is catching Aiden very slowly, but appears to be under the radar of Aiden. So we've seen some very interesting fighting over the start of this race, but we had no major incidents, which is always nice to see, especially in leagues like this where we encourage beginner drivers to start racing their sim racing journey, as most of the cars we use are beginner friendly, but will change starting from next season, where we will have GT3 LMP2 multi-class racing, which should be interesting for everybody, not just beginners, but also pro drivers too. And there will be a certain time you have to beat to be able to drive LMP2 if you're wanting to do that. you will have to be within under 2 seconds of the, or sorry, I believe it's 3 or 4 seconds in the race leader. So my apologies, the fastest lap holder. You have to be under 4 seconds in that threshold, otherwise you will not be eligible to drive LMP2 cars, as they are much more difficult than GT3s. Now let's see, Enes catching up with Aiden, coming into the first corner here. Is Enes able to go on down the inside? No, he's not able to. Following right on his tail, coming down into T2 there. He has the slipstream of Aiden coming down into that straight there, into turn 3. Down the inside, can Enes make it? Let's see, Enes and Aiden fighting door to door. Let's see, can he do it? Enes, nope, he's still in 4th position. He has all the time in the world to... Oh, that was close. Slightly loses the gap between Aiden. Oh, and he nudges Aiden, but Aiden's still in 3rd position. I'm guessing he was unsure of where his braking zone there, where his braking was. And oh, Enes goes off as he goes all 4 tires into the air. Unfortunate for him, which will cause him to lose 4th position, which Casper has caught up silently. Started last. Currently 4th position. Will he be able to overtake George with 16 minutes left of the race? Over so it's over 3/4 of the race left to go. Let's see. As he overtakes Aiden there, going down into 3rd position. Unfortunate for Enes though, which has lost what looks to be 3rd, 4th and 5th, as Didier Durand overtakes Enes there. So obviously when Enes was trying to recover, Didier Durand went down the inside and took 5th. Nothing interesting happening currently for our drivers, as Casper is over 9 seconds behind Nando Norris, going down into the 4th corner of the track, with Noah unfortunately in last position. Let's have a look at George's onboard as we spectate the rest of our drivers. So we have Noah Ferrone in 11th position. Started 11th, is currently 11th. Unfortunate for him, he was taken out, and it appears he is going to DNF. Oh, he's taking the slip road for some reason. I'm not sure what the point of that is, but he's taken the slip road into what looks to be the pits. And he is pitting. Will that call a DNF for Noah here? Let's see. It appears he's not moving, as George Given comes down into the first corner, over a 2-second lead between him and Nando Norris, which is slowly closing. Can George keep it together? Can George maintain that same amount of consistency he had at the start of the race, which ultimately led him to have the 2-second gap? Let's see. Kasper Masiniak in 3rd, slowly catching Nando Norris, over 1 second, so a little bit over 1 second, as he overtakes Noah Ferrone, which is a lapped car. So he obviously left the pits again, and is trying to battle with Casper, but will ultimately not able to, and he goes down here. So he goes on into the 4th corner as Noah goes quite wide. Down into T5, I believe. I believe that's T5. As Casper keeps it together. And is slowly gaining on Nando Norris. over a second and a quarter behind him. So we've seen excellent work from Casper this race. He started 12th and is currently 3rd. My apologies. So, my apologies. No, I was looking at the wrong time. So Casper is still a little bit over 6 seconds behind Lando Norris here. I'm trying to focus on too many things. So we've got. Let's see, who have we got currently fighting? Didier Duran, Darren, and NS are fighting at the moment. As NS goes up the inside of Darren for 6th position, but will Darren be able to overtake NS in the corner with that slipstream of his? No, he will not be able to, as NS has an overall better line, I believe, into that corner. As Aiden goes down into what seems to be T7. I could try pronounce some of these German names, but I'm fairly sure these. My apologies. We might have a little bit of a. We might have a difficulty trying to pronounce these. So, as Aiden goes down into Shell Curve and then Airman Curve, followed by the final Bauer Curve, and then we have Zeppelin Curve at the last corner. So interesting names, obviously. Will have a meaning behind them, but let's see. Here's George. Let's have a look. Just under a second of Nando Norris here. So Nando is gaining on him. So is Casper. Casper a little bit over 3 seconds behind Nando Norris. So we should be expecting Casper and Nando. A little battle between them in the next lap or so. It will be interesting to see how well that Nando can keep it together. And whether he will be able to succeed in keeping that 2nd position. But knowing Casper's skill and knowledge of the car and the track will be an interesting topic, definitely. Apologies, I'll be right back. Apologies for that. It appears Nando Norris is over 1 second behind George, so it appears he's gained. A lead has been gained between them both, but it appears Nando has George's a little bit under slipstream. So Nando creeping up to George here as we go down into the first corners, with Casper only just under 2 seconds behind Nando. So it appears this will be the lap where Casper is able to get that 2nd position from Nando here. So Nando is a little bit over 7/10 behind George, which should mean a very interesting gap. Oh, we have a Jensen-Linden fight here. Who comes out on top? Will it be Linden or will it be Jensen? Oh, a little bit of collision between Nando and George there. So I obviously failed to cover that first pit, but it appears Nando has taken first from George, and Casper is not too far behind them. So George coming to the first corner here. Both of them. George is going to play it safe to try and gain second position back. So out of our 25-minute race, we have 7 minutes remaining left of the race. So we've had a decent run so far of epic battles and close calls, actually, I'd say. Aiden catching up to Darren. Let's shift our focus to Aiden and Darren here, as Aiden is a little bit over 6/10 behind Darren. Oh, Casper's gaining on George. So 3/10, and he goes off a little bit, but that does not matter because he has George's slipstream, which in these cars means everything, because obviously these cars only have a certain amount of power, which lets them get around the track without being an absolute nightmare. Casper is on George's tail. Will this be the corner where Casper is able to take it from George? And it looks like it's going to be. Casper goes a little bit too inside George, and he's unable to get that corner. He accidentally nudges him out of the way, but it doesn't matter because Casper seems to have a little bit... Okay, so it appears Casper has a little bit less speed than George. And he goes down the inside. Is Casper able to keep it? Yes, he is. Excellent work from Casper. Put George up in the 3rd position. Now Casper has to go on the hunt to find Nando, which shouldn't be too difficult for him. The invite link is in the YouTube chat now. If you're interested in joining our racing league, I believe you can just copy and paste my message, or I will get... to put that up in a second. So we will be having top 3 interviews in this race. Nothing more, nothing less, as interviews take way too long in general. And we have top 3 drivers. We'll call top 3 drivers and top 3 race finishers in this race. So in the championship currently will be George, Didier and Casper. So I shall be giving them the apologies. So we have a moderate gap between all of our drivers. It appears Aiden is still trying to catch Darren, but is having a little bit less luck than he'd hoped. As he goes slightly wide on that corner, unsure if that's track limits or not, but for the most part, Casper is under a second behind Nando Norris there. Be interesting to see if Casper's tyres are dropping off, or it's just Casper trying to... Oh, it seems that Nando has made a mistake, which has ultimately led Casper to catch up to him slowly as they go into the final corner here. Is Casper able to get in within slipstream distance of Nando? Let's find out. So it appears he's going to be able to, very slowly, for the most part, try and gain first position. Let's see, Casper, he will not try and go down the inside. He's playing it safe because he knows that he can have a better chance at overtaking if Nando is put under pressure. As Nando goes a little bit too wide into that corner, as Casper still has slipstream distance. Will Casper be able to take it down the inside on one of these corners? He is going to try, but he is unable to just yet. He is not close enough. Let's have a look here as Casper goes a little bit faster than Nando into that corner there. As Casper's right on his tail. He's trying to go down the inside but doesn't have enough speed to do so. Plenty of corners to be able to do that. There's the chicane that's coming right up, which should level things out as Casper goes a little bit closer to Nando but backs out last minute as he goes a little bit wide through there. Big fight from these though. It's always nice to see fights. Casper down the outside, my apologies. Casper goes a little bit, he's straddling the curb there. Is he going to be able to go down the inside? Is he going to, no, he's not going to. So, as they are neck and neck, literally, under a tenth between them, Casper and Nando, door to door, literally. A little bit of a nudge there. As Nando oh, that was very close. Excellent racing from them. Nando's managing to keep it though. So Casper over half a second behind Nando Norris, but there's only 6 seconds left of the race, so this will be the final lap for our racers. Are they going to be able to do it? Let's have a look. Let's see if we're going to be able to get interviews out of them. Casper goes down the inside. Manages to keep it. Goes a little bit wide there. Nando Norris had the speed advantage. Down the inside, Nando Norris goes. A door-to-door, a little bit of a collision. Casper Messinek is knocked out of the way. Nando Norris goes down. Down the last corner here. It appears Nando Norris has won the race, but at what cost? He might get a penalty from crashing into Casper there. That could be a thing worth talked about. We will see what they think about in the interviews. Now, I shall be right back. I shall get ready with the interviews. Stay tight. Stay tuned. We will be under 2 minutes. So we are in interviews now. Just waiting for. I don't think Casper's going to be joining, but I could be wrong. Hello, NS. I think that's how you pronounce your name. Anyway, let's start with. Let's see. Let's have George up. Let me turn the stream up too, because it's going to be a little bit quiet, I think. 1 second.
Hello?
Hello, George. 1 sec. Okay, yes, I can hear you. So, how was your race?
Eventful.
Very eventful. That was probably one of the most interesting races we've had this season. So, what did you think of everything that's happened?
Well, I was happy with the start because Nando didn't really have much pace at the start, but then I was about like 4 seconds ahead, and then I made a few mistakes and he overtook me, and then because Casper was catching up, he overtook me as well, and then in the last few laps I see they were battling. I was hoping they would slow down, but not really, and then Casper went off on the last corner and finished P2, which was good.
Well, that was an interesting thing because I don't think Casper went off by himself. I believe he got hit by someone. I believe it was Nando. We'll see. I'll have a look at the replay.
Yeah, they were battling.
I'll have a look at the replay shortly, but for the most part, it appears Nando's won the race for now. But we will see what exactly happened later on. So anything else you want to say about your race today and the championship overall? I believe you're P2. You finished second in the championship. Because Didier Duran had a worse finish than you, which ultimately led him to get less points.
It was a happy season. It was a good season. Best season of me by far. So, wonder how next season goes, because, yeah.
Well, it's gonna be interesting. Casper, Dante is in the chat. He's saying he wants his robbed pole position point. He can have that point because it wouldn't. I don't think it'll make any difference. But yeah, right. Let's. Anything else you want to say? I'm guessing not. But yeah, let's have someone else up because yeah, let's have Darren up. It was nice seeing you. Hopefully we see you next season. And yeah, have a good one.
You too.
Hello, Darren.
Hello.
How was your race?
Exactly same like George. Very eventful.
Yeah, I saw some parts of it. I couldn't see it all, obviously, but tell me how your race went and what exactly happened.
So, into lap one, it was me and Aiden were going side by side into the little chicane. And then we both collided, which sent me all the way back down to 7, just in front of Casper. Then Casper overtook me, the exact same corner, because he's too fucking quick. And then Iconic nearly murdered me. And then from then I went up to 4th, and then binned it some shit.
Oh well, that I guess very eventful for you. I think it was eventful for everyone, but how do you think? Obviously, depending on how you've done in previous races, how do you think you did today?
Definitely way more better. I've only had 13. I only downloaded the track 13 minutes into qualifying, into practice. So to be this quick on a track I've never driven is honestly, I'm happy. I'm happy.
That's good. Well, anything else you want to say?
I'm really excited for next season. Really, really excited.
That's good. The cars and the tracks will be up soon. I just need to upload them. And the practice server for round 1 will be up. So there's still obviously quite a lot of time. I believe there's like a month or so until round 1 gets underway. But I give everyone plenty of time to practice. But thank you for joining us in the final round today.
I need that.
It was nice seeing you. It was nice seeing you on track, and yeah, thank you very much. Okay, let's have. I don't want to spend way too long on this, so let's have Aiden up. Does he want to talk? Okay, we'll get... I guess we won't. Okay. Nando, let's have Nando up. Nando Norris.
Hello.
Hello, how was your race?
Well, the start was a bit of a struggle. I was struggling to build tire times at the beginning, so George got past me, but then I was sort of catching back. And then he made a few mistakes here and there, so I got past him. And then afterwards, I know Casper was catching, so I was just pulling away as much as possible. And yeah, I was just defending at the end. I mean, my opinion was a fair move. I gave him a car width on the outside. There was barely any contact, and that's it really. It's a good race considering it's like my first ever race in this car compared to drivers who did this for their entire season.
That's good. Well, you finished quite very well. You finished excellent. We'll have to look at that last incident. I think it may have been just a racing incident, but we'll have to have a look. But excellent racing from you. I saw you managed to keep the lead from Casper as well. That was quite good. You kept it for longer than I was expecting, because I know Casper, he was making up so much time so very quickly. So it was quite interesting to see whether he was going to make the move or not. But anyway, anything else you want to say?
I mean, that's it really. It's been a good race. I really enjoy that, and yeah, hope to be back for next season.
Yeah, love to see you. So we'll hopefully see you next season. And yeah, thank you very much for racing tonight. Okay, let's have JNL Racing. So let's have Noah and Jensen at the same time. Hello.
Hello?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah.
How was your guys' race?
Start's a good race. Actually, one of my best ones. It was so good.
That's good. Noah, how was your race?
Might be having mic problems.
Yeah, he sounds like he's stuffing his face with food, to be honest. But I think he's just having mic issues.
It was actually quite good. Yeah. No, you're going to talk. No, we can't hear you.
Oh, you can tell us in chat if you want, and I'll transcript it. Did you see some crashes, Brandon? Casper hit you. Oh dear.
Oh yeah. I don't know what happened then.
I didn't either. I'll have a quick look at the... Okay, I see, so... We'll have to have a little look at that.
Yeah.
Most eventful round. Well, anything else you guys want to say?
No, good luck to George for next season, really. That's it.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you, JNL Racing, 2/3 of it. It's nice having you here. I'm going to move Noah back because his mic is very obnoxious. Anyway, I guess that's it. Does anyone else want to say anything else? Put your hand up if you want to say anything else. Jensen, do you... No? No, is that it? Okay, well, I guess thank you for joining us for round 5 of the OEC Mini Challenge. Thank you for an excellent finale. Thank you to everyone here that's raced excellent. You know, we've had our ups and we've had our downs, but we've kept it very clean over the past, 5 races of the season, and we hope to keep it that way for next season, which I don't think is going to be as possible to keep it clean because the cars are very much more difficult. But thank you for keeping it clean for the most part, and I hope to see you next season. So I'm going to say goodnight to the stream now. Thank you for everyone who tuned in to watch this finale, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks when we have another race. So...